weekend all. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, your weekly edition for the Sunday, the 4th of January, 2025. In terms of scheduled news, tomorrow you'll get the ISM Manufacturing Index, comes out around 9 o'clock in the morning. They're looking for 48.3 versus the prior month's 48.2. It'll certainly be interesting to see how gold and the other metals react to the invasion by the U.S. of Venezuela. I think that's what you have to call it, the extradition of the president and his wife, and they're already in the United States. The uncertainty, and I don't get personally why the president thinks the vice president in any manner should rule the country temporarily or be part of it. Very frankly, she might be as guilty as Maduro on many of the different parts that are there. I hear she's already in Russia, and I've seen her on a different broadcast this morning where she's condemning the Trump administration for what they've done. So why is he behind her instead of somebody else? I don't get it, but there's always something you don't know behind the scenes going on. In any case, if you take a look at gold, it was down for the week. It finished down 0.25 percentage point. Okay, not very much on a monthly basis. When we look at the weekly chart for the week, down 4.7%. That's much more of a break in the market. What a volatile market this has been. And, you have to ask yourself, is the market running out of steam? It's been straight up, and is the market going to give you a correction? These are all things you have to take into account. When we go to a weekly chart of the swing lines, you can see you've got higher lows, higher highs. That part is bullish. The 18-week moving average of closes, which will climb this week as soon as we open on Sunday night, it's probably going to move in the neighborhood of another 40 points or so. I'm guessing that because that's been about where we've been. So I'm going to think it's going to get up near the 4,100 level when it reopens this week. And that's where the support should come into the market. It doesn't have to break down there. And again, is the market going to consider these moves more uncertainty, which gives you a bid into the gold? I would think it probably does that. When I look at the Bollinger Bands, take a look at where the market went up to, not this week, the week before, and here's your pullback. Okay, that's interesting to see. The slow stochastics are still embedded. They're trying to turn down what will this week's actions in Venezuela do in the new money coming to the market or coming out of the market. Will people want to cash in on the gold on rallies? That's going to be your big question. The gold-silver ratio, trading in the neighborhood now. In fact, I can give it to you even better here. 61.15. You can see that right here, and that's where it's at. But it has gone all the way from this high of 103.45. It's almost halved itself. So silver has really had a phenomenal run in the marketplace, and you see that here. But as I teach you, nothing stays over the Bollinger Band very long. Typically 5 bars is about as much as you go. Yeah, I've seen 7, I've seen 9. Don't get me wrong. It's probabilities. And the probabilities begin that after 5, you've got problems. So we'll see what happens, but you certainly did pull back in the market. 7% decline on a weekly basis is not small. In the copper market, you never did get over the upper Bollinger Band. What you're trying to do is embed. Now, what do I mean by that? Follow me. Week 1, both numbers look on the left, over 80. Week 2, week 3. So you're fully embedded. Get a good drop in the market, and as long as the red line doesn't close under 79, I think you'll see aggressive buying. In the platinum market, you're on the verge of trying to lose the embedded reading. It has to be up rather sharply to keep it staying higher. You were down nearly 14% for the week. That is a lot by any standard. And then when we go to the dollar, will the dollar get a bid or an offer after what the president did about Maduro? That's the interesting question here. What isn't that question is my most aggressive sale of the year. I start off each January with the most off that I typically give on anything. So this is 40% off any type of subscription you want. 1 month, 3 months. The best deals are typically the 1 year deals that we offer, and you can see what we have. But we've also taken down the charting courses, 40% off. You can see where you're at in the futures, 40% off. It's normally $600. So that's a pretty good deal as you look at this as to what it is. You can see the outside day course, all right? You can see as I roll back here, you can get the 3 months of the videos for Spiders ETFs if that's what you watch. 1 month right through here. So this is the time to give it a shot and see what I do. I'll be coming back into the markets very aggressively in this month of January. So this is where we come back into the marketplace. The Christmas holiday, New Year's is behind us. This is your first real full week of trade now, so be ready for that. How do you get it? You go to iraepstein.com under the word research. You can move your cursor up here. You'll also see the icon and over here. So I hope to catch up with you all. You have yourself a happy rest of the weekend, and I'll see you first thing in the morning. And we are just to the point where we've now gotten our cameras out of the packing and so on. So I'm assuming that sometime this month is when I will attempt, the month of January, to get back on screen with all of you and have our studio set. So it's exciting getting things done. Take care.